as concerns emerge about the police's reluctance to prosecute Howard Kumson.
And in business, government insists strategies are in place to ensure that the economy and businesses fully benefit from the Continental Free Trade Area deal.
And later here on Newsnight.
Love headline news at 4. In this edition, Ashanti region roads to be fixed and the nationwide infrastructure investments.
Said was the editor's editor. He was the boss's boss. Affable.
Everything that guy does is genuine.
Love FM, Insure FM editor Said Ali Yaqub later rests to bring you details. Send out your views and comments right here on our social media platforms. On WhatsApp at 0244340437. I'm Ernest Manu. We have details after this break.
By 10 a.m., 5 million Ghanaians have heard. Have you heard? At least twice. In a trotro, in the queue for Hajj's watching, and at a cocoa joint around the corner.
So, have you heard that Airtel Tigo calls are free from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. for 6 months?
6 months?
Yes, you heard right. 6 months of free morning calls when you buy an Airtel Tigo SIM and make a simple transaction on Airtel Tigo Money. Share the news because Hong Kong no get leg. Get an Airtel Tigo SIM today.
Airtel Tigo. Life is simple.
70. Hey, Charlie. My network is really killing me. I have to pay my uncle's workers mobile money, but the charges alone, it's about 380 cedis.
Charges alone just to send money? That's $10 of cement already, my guy. Listen, bro, you can save money on charges if you move to Vodafone Cash now.
Vodafone Cash? But my network is...
Hey, sending money on your network, you pay. Sending money on your network to other networks, you pay. But guess what? Sending money on Vodafone Cash is free. Sending money on Vodafone Cash to all other networks is also absolutely free. No charges at all on Vodafone Cash. So tell me, what are you still doing on your network? Massa, look sharp, then move to Vodafone Cash.
Hey, make a change the SIM right now.
Yes, sending money on Vodafone Cash to all other networks is now absolutely free. Send unlimited amounts of money as many times as you like for free. Just dial *110# now to send money.
The future is exciting. Ready?
Hey, I say, mix the cement in correct proportional.
Hey, contractor.
Hey, Baganye, what's your soul?
Yeah, Malande. Sorry, I say. When you attend the year of return, Ankasa. Hey, contractor. A danya wasting ye. Hey, what was wrong with me feeling too much?
Who project here? My friend gas them from top to down. If you are a gas them.
Hey, yes, solid pa.
Hey, you see gas them, man. If I supi no wodo. On your quality no question. Extra gas them cement biara. I will cook a crab be. Over 5,000 plus communities. And a gas them. I donations. SCC schools, I built the clinic. No one packaging now. What's Shadara and environmentally friendly?
Never compromise on quality. Choose the value Gassam offers you always. Gassam, the nation builder.
We are a nation of survivors. Even in the face of adversity, we still rise. We rise to celebrate our culture, music, and artists. This is the moment we say to ourselves, nothing can stop our music. The 21st Vodafone Ghana Music Awards, live online and on TV, Friday 28th and Saturday 29th August, 8 p.m. each night. The VGMA 21, produced by Charterhouse, with support from TV3, DSTV, KPMG, media partners, and brought to you by Vodafone. Experience real 4G on Ghana's only gigabit network.
The future is exciting. Ready?
Joy 99.7 FM.
And this is Newsnight here on Joy 99.7 FM with me, Ernest Manu. Let's get the details of our stories now. And several armed men have laid siege at an underground mine operated by Golden Star Resources at Prestia in the western region and bringing operations there to a standstill. Joy News understands that our sources actually in the area say 3 persons are already injured, seriously injured, including a police officer and a contract security operative also at the mine. The incident comes just hours before President Akufo-Addo heads to the region for the commissioning and salt cutting of projects there, including the inauguration of a community mining program. Let's go into the phone lines now for more on this. We're joined by the Group Manager of Corporate Affairs for Golden Star Resources, Gerald Osei-Boakye. Thank you very much, Mr. Osei-Boakye, for your time here on News Night. Tell us about this incident. When did this happen?
Well, thank you very much, and thank you to your listeners. We had reports that some illegal miners had broken into our mine through an unauthorized entrance in the shaft, and our security patrols picked up a couple of them, and they are aware what they went obviously, or what they went for. By the time we got up to the surface, we've had some of their colleagues coming to freedom, and in the process, injured our security man and some policemen.
Do you have a fair idea of how many men besieged the mine?
We're still waiting for details of the insurgents, like how many people came and all those things. But we have reported the case to the police, and they are providing support to call this thing confusion.
And we also understanding that 3 persons are injured. Do we know the state of these 3 and who they are?
Well, I can't comment on the state, but they include security driver and a policeman that's out there.
So, as we speak, how many people do you have on a regular on that mine?
Well, we're still looking into issues, and where this company will be coming out with a statement pretty soon on what it is. But like our first call, we have reported to the Chief Inspector of Mines. That's what the law tells us to do, and to the police. So that's where we're done.
Can you tell us, can you describe to us the scene of the incident, exactly where that this happened? Is it in the mine proper?
Yes, at our shaft collar. What we say shaft collar, the mine approach. Yeah, before you get into the mine. But they were caught underground.
Okay. And what is the nature of the security you have there?
Well, we're a mine, so I can tell you that we have a pretty safe security, very responsible and well-trained security, contract security. Obviously not armed. That's why they were overpowered, yes. We're not allowed to arm our security. Okay.
And this is coming just ahead of the president's visit to the area. Is your company partaking in this community mining program that we expect the president to inaugurate?
No, we don't. We're not partaking in it. We don't have a program in it.
But do you have any suspicion? Do you know why anybody would want to attack the mine in this manner?
Oh, it's like I said, it's a normal. I mean, we always get illegal miners trying to break into our concessions and sometimes our shafts. So it's I would say it's a regular thing. It's probably just coincided with the visit of the president, but it's a regular this thing that sometimes we catch them, sometimes we don't catch them. I think this one, now that we caught some of their people, obviously it's evident and would have gone to court, so they had to come and free their person, and they did. So I would not connect it to the visit of the president.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. That's the Corporate Affairs, Group Manager of Corporate Affairs for Golden Star Resources, Gerald Osei-Boakye, speaking to us there on some incident that has happened there. We have several armed men who lay siege at an underground mine operated by the company, attacking some of its staff there. We'll be getting to the police shortly on this incident and get their side of the story, because this is not good for security as far as the region is concerned, but also ahead of this very important event which will be underway tomorrow, an inauguration by the president on the mining community program there. Let me bring you some more stories on crime. Thieves have today broken into the offices of the managing editor of the Inside newspaper, Kwesi Pratt Jr., in what looks like a targeted operation. The office located at Kukumlemle was, according to reports, broken into in the early hours of Monday. Monday, the thieves went straight to the office of Kwesi Pratt, broke his safe and made away with his laptop and an iPhone. Here's a Newsdesk report. This is the Freedom Center at Kukumlimle, which also houses the offices of the Insight newspaper. And you know that Kwesi Pratt Jr. is the managing editor of that very popular newspaper. Well, today at dawn, information reaching us is that some men, thieves, broke into the offices of the Inside newspaper and made away with a few items. So let me take you through the process. So they first of all broke into this and then forced this door open. If the cameraman can just pan, you would see that this has been destroyed. You see the lock there, and so they broke into that, made their way into the lobby of the Inside newspaper. According to reports, this office, which has some staff, is not locked. Very often it's left open, and it has, you know, a few of their equipment as well, which they use for their production and all of that. Next to that is the office of managing editor of the Inside newspaper, that's Kwesi Pratt's office. Per what we understand, they broke into this directly. As they managed to get access into the office, we are learning that they made away with a laptop, which was right here, and a phone also on the desk. And you can see the visuals later on the Joy News channel and on our social media platforms. But we're joined by Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr. Thank you very much for your time here on News Night. Has this incident been reported to the police yet?
No, it's not necessary.
Why the delay?
I don't know what the police is going to be able to do. I mean, more serious crimes have been committed in this country, and nothing happened. You know. Besides, we are not too sure who did what was done in my office today, and we are currently in the office trying to refix the doors and repair what has been done. You know.
But you had your items taken away, your safe broken into. At least you should try and make the report to the police, and if nothing comes out of that, then we'll know that nothing was done about this.
Look, this morning I was in town when somebody sent me pictures of what had happened, so I rushed to the office immediately and realized that what had been done by professionals. The people just first disabled the CCTV camera. They must have known how to use iron bars, because they used iron bars to disable the first door, and then they went into my office, used iron bars to disable the second door. It is obvious that they wanted to cause as little noise as possible. And they did what they had to do, and they went away. What am I going to tell the police? What is the police going to do? Yes. I'm repairing what has been destroyed, and that is fine. We'll take care of our own security. Your
iPhone, I understand, was taken, and your laptop. You must have some good information on there for your production.
No,
or is this personal?
Unfortunately, I don't have secrets. I don't have secrets at all.
So no, I'm talking about your production, your work as an editor. Would that affect it in any way?
Oh, certainly. The laptop had a number of documentaries on the laptop. Documentaries about Nkrumah, about Che Guevara, and so on. It's a laptop we've been using to promote the Freedom Center, you know, to show films and so on. So it will definitely affect our work, but there are no secrets in any of the machines which were taken away. You know.
Do you have any suspicion what probably might cause anyone to? I'm sure you've not recorded an incident like this in a very long time, or perhaps this might be the first time you have.
You've been at this location for more than 20 years, and you've never recorded an incident like this. Besides, as I indicated, whoever did the break-in must have been very, very professional, exceedingly professional. You know, the fact that they disabled the CCTV cameras, even the way in which they opened the doors and so on, they must have been very professional, you know. But
any casualties?
No, there was nobody in the office at the time they came. My suspicion is that they may have come in at night or at dawn. You understand? And there's nobody in the office.
Thank you very much. That's the managing editor of the Inside newspaper, Kwesi Pratt Jr., speaking to us there. Thieves broke into his office early today. They made away with his iPhone and his laptop as well. He's now reporting this to the police because he does not believe they'll do a good job on this, and he is moving on with his work as well. You're listening to News 90 on Joy 99.7 FM. Now, the National Peace Council has tasked the Inspector General of Police, James Opombuene, to consistently update or brief the public on investigations into the violence that characterized the just-ended mass registration exercise. The call comes as some sections of society, including the opposition NDC, raise concerns about the police's seeming reluctance to prosecute offenders of the electoral laws. You recall the disturbances at some registration centers, including Kaswa, Asawase, Ejumako, and Banda, which led to the death of a teacher trainee graduate. The NDC, for example, has pointed out what it describes as an attempt to sweep under the carpet the matter involving the Special Initiative Development Minister Hawa Kumsin, who is MP for Ewutu Senya East. Well, the chairman of the council, Reverend Emmanuel Asante, believes updates on progress of investigation will engender confidence and trust in the electoral process. And this was contained in a statement signed by the chairman. My colleague Kwesi Parker Wilson has a copy of that statement and joins me in the studio. Parker, what more does it say?
And the statement talks about or acknowledges the work of the Electoral Commission and the provisional results, that numbers that they have put across, and goes on to say that they regrets pockets of violence which confronted a few of the registration centers during the exercise. The National Peace Council believes this violence, some of which resulted in the unfortunate reported death of 2 young men, could have been avoided if the political actors and the security in those places had exercised restraint and allowed due process to take place. It is the hope of the council that lessons will be taken from these unfortunate occurrences so that they are not repeated in the subsequent exercises. The NPC encourages the Ghana Police Service, and particularly the Inspector General of Police, to expedite action regarding ongoing investigations into all the criminal matters which came up during the registration exercise. We further encourage the police service to institute a platform that will regularly inform the public about the progress of such ongoing investigations. This, in our considered opinion, will engender trust and confidence in the processes ahead of the December 2020 elections. And as you mentioned, this is signed by the chairman of Peace Council.
Thank you very much, Kwesi Parker Wilson. Now, George Amo is the executive secretary of the Peace Council. He joins us on the phone lines. Thank you very much, sir, for your time here on Newsnight. Have you officially, because you're calling for this, I'm wondering if you officially requested from the police an update on these investigations?
Thank you, Ernest, and good evening to those who are listening to us. What we have done is to encourage our police service to regularly update citizens of investigations that they are handling. And this, in our opinion, like you stated in the statement, would help remove mistrust, which has become one of the biggest issues confronting, the political parties, especially those who are in opposition. So we are just asking that the police service should institute a platform that would, facilitate transmission of information to engender confidence.
And that is a good call, but I'm just wondering that as a body, as Peace Council, have you made any efforts to get to the police on any of these matters that you raise, for instance? Because I know you're following and monitoring the process.
No, we haven't.
Okay, now, how often, if the police heeds this call, how often do you want them to update Ghanaians, and via which means?
Thank you. I think that if you are familiar with investigating processes, at every stage, there are stages that you get to. For example, you pick information. If you have any new information, you let the public know that I have this additional information, and this is the next step that I have to take. It can be a weekly update just to let people know, especially in times that we find ourselves. The whole issue is that we want to encourage trust in the system that we are operating, because we want as much as possible to remove doubts, that may not exist, after all. So we are just encouraging the police service. I think the Electoral Commission has really done well by, this let the citizen know platform or series that they have introduced. It is very good because information is very important. It removes, misperception and etc., so that people would not take actions that are not from an informed position.
There have been a number of incidents. The Ewutu Senya East incident, for instance, involving the MP and Minister for Special Initiative. We've also had Banda. Is it the case that you fear that any of these cases will not go through the process? Do you have such fears?
No, we haven't expressed that at all. What we're asking the police to do is to keep the public informed on a regular basis. If even you have nothing more information to give, let the people know that this is status. We still are waiting for A, B, C, D, Z, to do 1 or 2, 3 things. That would help. And the board is of the opinion that if we're able to do that, we are going to help remove doubts. That sometimes will lead people to do things that will not help in promoting peace and reconciliation ahead of elections.
Now, you blame the political parties for many of the violence recorded so far, but if you listen to the NDC, for instance, and we spoke to the Director of Elections, Elvis Efriye Ankra, and he is saying that the Peace Council should be fair. You should do a fair job in the sense that he expects that you name and shame, so that in the Banda issue, for instance, if we know those behind it, we call them out. In the Ewutu Senya instance, if we know those who are guilty, you call them out instead of generalizing. For them, the generalization is not helping. How do you respond to that?
Ernest, how do you make a judgment without doing a thorough investigations? The police service is mandated to conduct a particular role in the arrangement that we have made for ourselves as a people. We should allow them to do that. The Peace Council, I'm not sure, would do justice, to all of us, if we should be making pronouncements without thorough investigation. It's important that we respect investigations. Let us allow those that we've given the charge to conduct investigations in such matters to do their work and to do it very well. So that when we are speaking to such issues, we speak from a position of knowledge, of information. And that would engender confidence in the system. If the Peace Council should go out and make a statement which turns out to be false, my brother, you can imagine how that would be. So we encourage our political actors to be patient with the Peace Council, to be patient with state institutions, and allow investigations to take place well. It helps, So that is the encouragement I want to give to especially our political actors.
And just before you take leave of us, talking about disappointment, you got the parties to sign a roadmap that will lead to the disbandment of vigilante groups. Today, we have had a tape, which is, we're told, is the voice of Azoka, encouraging members of the NDC or young men in his area to attack members of the governing NPP should they see them holding a particular book which it says they're going around collecting names and all of that. I don't know if that has come to the attention of the Peace Council.
I haven't heard this. Today I've been kept in meetings throughout the day, and I don't know. I will look out for the information and see. But, even if this information came out, there should be some background checks to verify, so that you can speak to it from an informed position. I think checking facts is core in any report that anybody should do, especially the Peace Council. We should be the last to give out information that is not correct. So we will look into it and see if there's any advice you have to give to any appropriate institution. I'm sure the board will not shy away from doing that at all.
Thank you very much for your time. That's the Executive Secretary of the Peace Council, George Amo. He joined us with some more after they issued a statement on the violence that have been recorded. They're encouraging the police service to update the citizenry on the prosecution so far or investigation every step of the way. This is your election headquarters. And of course, this is your election headquarters. Let me take you to the Volta region. The former president, John Mahama, has accused the governing NPP of using all manner of strategies to suppress a lot of eligible Ghanaians from registering because they want to retain power. According to the former president, Ghanaians, including the NDC, will not sit down for the NPP to use any foul means to remain in power because they have failed to honor their campaign promises. Now, Mr. Mahama made the comment when he met chiefs and the people of Bator. He assured the chiefs and people of Northton that all the projects started by the NDC, which have not been completed, and those they are promising will be fulfilled. Listen.
And so all other means by hook or crook must be used to suppress votes of people they perceive to support their opponents in order that they can win an election. It won't happen. The people of Ghana have lived through these 4 years, and they've experienced the hardship. They've experienced the broken promises. And so whatever you do, whatever voter suppression you try to undertake, whatever fraud, whatever rigging, the people of Ghana will not allow it. And we will not allow it. As for the disrespect to the chiefs, I know that you, the chiefs, are capable of handling it. But as you know, for us, we have always worked with you, and we have always given the due respect to the institution of chieftaincy. As you yourself said, before the white man brought the constitution and colonial government, the chiefs existed and were the leaders. And you are not elected, you are installed divinely by your right of lineage. And so it should be a partnership between the chiefs and central government. When COVID broke out, I advised the president, and I said the best way you can work to fight this pandemic is to associate with the chiefs and work with the chiefs so that they can educate the people. If you have to distribute COVID items, work with the chiefs and the assembly members. They refused to heed my advice. And they said they don't trust assembly members. Today you can see the effect. If you come out, the public education is very poor. Many of our people don't wear masks. They don't understand how the disease is transmitted because the education has not gone down.
That's former President John Mahama. Let's go live to the Volta region. Our correspondent Ivy Sekoji joins us with more. Ivy, the former president has been raising concerns about abandoned projects, especially in the Volta region. What has he been saying?
So the former president, Mr. Mahama, has been complaining about abandoned projects such as the Bolivo Bridge, which has been left without completion. He said that when he wins, if he wins, he will make sure that that bridge project is completed. And other projects, numerous projects, he also said that they were going to make sure that the Eastern Corridor Road is constructed and all the roads in the Volta region are constructed. So that is what he is saying. Mr. Mahama also said that the COVID-19 account will be audited if he wins elections in December.
He's been to Bato, we know, but where else has he been to?
Yeah, so the former president has been to Bato, Mesa, and currently we are in Sogako. He was in Central Temu as well. Currently we are in Sogako, but that's the South Temu, where he's addressing the chiefs and people of the South Temu. From here, we are moving to Anoga district, where he addressed the people there and also end the tour for today at Keta constituency, and then continue tomorrow from Akachi and Ketosha.
Instead of uniting Ghanaians, they are dividing Ghanaians. And that is one of the missions that I, John Dramani Mahama, is seeking the presidency, so that I can bring Ghanaians together as one people, so that we can live in peace as one people, whether we are Airways, or we are Khan, or we are Gans, or we are Northerners, we are all one people, and we must all be treated equally. All of us own Ghana. There are no real owners of Ghana. All of us own this country, and the opportunities of this country must be made available to all of us, and not just a small selected family. But I know that by the grace of God, NDC is winning the December 2020 election. Every government that comes must continue the projects begun by the preceding government that he took over from. It happened in Kufuor's time when he took over from Rawlings. He did not stop the projects Rawlings was doing, he continued. When President Mills took over from President Kufuor, he did not stop President Kufuor's projects, he continued them. When I took over from Professor Mills, he was working on the Cape Coast Stadium, the Kotobrava Market, several other projects. I continued his projects and completed them. Why is it that one president alone comes, and the projects that his predecessor was doing, he has abandoned all of them? One of those projects is the volleyball bridge. I went personally to Japan on a state visit, and the Japanese Prime Minister announced the project, the volleyball bridge, and the resumption of the yen loan portfolio for Ghana. Yen loans have been cancelled for Ghana because we went CAPEX.
And that's former President John Dramani Mahama. Now, the paramount chief of Bato Todbi, Patamia Dekle, said the chiefs should be given respect. Now, he said he was disappointed by comments made by some politicians in that region, tagging chiefs in the Volta region as party agents.
I'd like to use this opportunity, first of all, to wish His Excellency John Dramani Mahama the best of luck in this forthcoming elections. On behalf of the chiefs and people of Bato, we are saying, whatever you wish for yourself, all the good things you wish for yourself, may it happen in the name of the Almighty Father. Amen. Anybody, any evil forces that stand against you, let them go and sleep in the sea. The angels of God will promote you, will protect you, and lead you on your trip. Having said that, Your Excellency, I met with delegations from Banda. There are two ministers from the Volta region. Where, for me, to be labeled as a party agent is the insult of the year. Yesterday, I asked Obia President and his elders whether they have been stood Obia President and made him a polling agent. Please, we deserve some respect.
And that's the paramount chief for Bato Todbi, Patamia Dekle, speaking there when former President John Mahama visited his area today. He's on the tour of the Volta region. This is your election headquarters. We'll bring you more stories later in our subsequent bulletins. But you're listening to Newsnight with me, Ernest Manu. We're taking a break for business. When we return, John News begins series on phenomenal Ghanaian leaders and the achievement of great personalities. Today, we start with former President John Agyekum Kufuor.
What is your government doing about JJ, about the remarks that he has been making?
The people of Ghana reacted, and they reacted very, very effectively.
And later here on Newsnight.
Headline news at 4. In this edition, Ashanti region rose to be fixed under nationwide infrastructure investments.
Said was the editor's editor. He was the boss's boss. Affable.
Everything that guy does is genuine.
Love FM, Share FM editor Said Ali Yakub laid to rest to bring you details after business with George. Hello, George.
Hi, could you?
You worked with Said?
Not worked with him directly, but we worked across, various stations in terms of Joy and,
the platforms.
And Love, and then talking on the phone. And I think that he is more of a definition of the word humility.
Absolutely.
And somebody
He's
who
a very
is
humble
committed to his work. Knowing his age and his position.
Yes.
Even when he approaches you, you don't expect
with so much respect.
With so much respect, and how he will talk to you and he will communicate to you. And sometimes when he calls his open words as Mr. Finance Minister,
yes.
He always goes by that as, oh, boss, Bacho, know. And for me, that is all we all have to learn in our line of duty and work in terms of our commitment and humility, and how we engage our colleagues at work and even colleagues across various media platforms. And may his soul rest in perfect peace. And indeed, a great loss, a very hard-working person committed to his job and engages you like a colleague, even though he's older than you.
Even though he's your boss,
I mean, he's my boss, yes.
Yeah.
And so, such a great loss to the Love FM team. First, our condolences to the team in Kumasi.
To the immediate family, to the team in Kumasi, and to all of us
at Multimedia.
All right, what do you have in business for us, George?
Well, coming up in business, government and strategies have been implemented to ensure the economy and businesses fully benefit from the Continental Free Trade Deal. And compliance analysts doubt proposed Bank of Ghana directives to check rising fraud cases in the banking sector will get the desired results. The business news on Newsnight is brought to you by MTN Business. Welcome to the new world of business. Kingdom Books and Stationery, your number one-stop shop for all your office essentials. And First National Bank, we are the bank that understands your business. First National Bank, how can we help you?
Hello, my neighbors. You doing? How you doing? August Abo. Hello, my neighbors. August Abo. Momo Manta Vedru. Hey, hello, my neighbor. Hey, hello, my neighbor. Hey, Momo. Hello, my neighbor.
August is here and Momo Month is back and bigger than ever. From now to the end of September, you stand the chance to win up to 10K Ghana Cedis cash just by paying with Momo QR code or merchant ID when you shop to accumulate reward points. And you could be one of the 2,000 winners this Momo month. Winners will be rewarded in August and September, so keep checking your points by simply dialing *120# and be on your way to a sweet reward for shopping safe and using Momo. Just Momo it. We did for you everywhere you go.
We give you nothing but the best, we stay above the rest. More quality, more affordability. Kingdom Books and Stationery. Everybody's going to the one and only shop where customer satisfaction is a guarantee. Kingdom Books and Stationery.
Oh yes, with our 30 days credit facility with no interest charge, free delivery services, and our free consultation on setting up your office, Kingdom Books and Stationery is unmatched in our delivery of quality and affordable office essentials, equipment, and furniture.
Experience world-class customer service in all our branches in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Cape Coast, and Takoradi.
Call us on 0302-764-101
or visit our website at www.kingdomgh.com.
Kingdom Books and Stationery, your number one-stop shop for all office essentials and stationery. Terms and conditions apply.
We know it's important to create a productive and supportive working environment by investing in your employees' health. With a leading international track record, Apex Health Insurance is regulated and licensed by the National Health Insurance Authority to provide medical insurance services to institutional clients, families, and individuals. Apex Student Package and International Medical Solutions are all here to cushion you. Visit Apex Health Insurance Office at Zion House, Boundary Road, Shiashi, or call
0501-683-914
or 0232-000-015 in Kumasi. We are located opposite Prempeh College, Sofo Line, and in Takoradi. Apex Health, your preferred health insurer.
The Ministry
Ministry of Monitoring and Evaluation, in collaboration with the Ministry of Information and the Office of the Senior Minister, bring to you
Town Hall Meeting and Virtual Results Fair.
The Virtual Fair series will give ministries, departments, and agencies yet another opportunity to exhibit the progress of implementation of projects, especially the government flagship program for the citizenry.
Date 18th of August 2020.
The MDAs will take turns to showcase results of projects and programs implemented across the country. Be part of this virtual experience. Interact with implementing agencies and help deliver the desired results.
Although a lot has been achieved over the past 3 years, there's still more work to be done to transform our country.
The Virtual Results Fair, delivering results for our citizens, a work in progress.
Puma Drinks, ready to add flavor to your life? Puma Drinks, bursting with so many flavors, you just can't have enough.
Welcome back to Business on Newsnight. Now, government says it has implemented programs that would ensure that the country doesn't miss out on the expected benefit of the Continental Free Trade Agreement. It follows concerns that Ghana could end up losing out on the projected economic benefits because of the required structures might not be in place. But answering questions from journalists after handing over the Free Trade Secretariat to the African Union, Trade Minister Alan Tremantin insists there's no cause to alarm.
Ghana has developed a national plan and program of action to harness the benefits of the AFCFTA. And this is based on 7 clusters that were actually recommended by the heads of states of the African Union at the same time that they endorsed the establishment of the AFCFTA and trading purpose. So these are 7 clusters that would give us a full-blown program that helps us now to enhance our capacity to take advantage of the AFCFTA. But it also goes beyond that. We have now developed an institutional structure which will then implement this national program. So we have what we call technical working groups that are responsible for developing the details of the program in each of these 7 cluster areas. And then the heads of each of these technical working groups reports to a national steering committee for the AFCFTA.
Trade Minister Alan Tremantin, related Development Secretary General of the African Continental Free Trade Area, Ernest Manu, has been outlining his vision and status of countries that have signed up onto the pact.
Our role as a secretariat is to build on the progress made by the regional economic communities. And in this regard, in terms of infrastructure, we will mobilize multilateral development finance institutions in Africa in order to ensure that we mobilize resources for targeted soft infrastructure for the facilitation of our trade. All of those infrastructure-related activities we will support and complement the efforts at sub-regional and at national level. In terms of the ratifications, there are 26 countries that have not yet ratified. As you are aware, ratification is a national process. It is determined by a country's national laws or a constitution. And so we have to, whilst we are conscious of the importance of rapidly moving towards ratification, at the same time we have to balance that with the need to respect national process.
Secretary General of the African Continental Free Trade Secretariat to Ernest Manu. Now, compliance analyst and chartered banker Eric Niboy-Korte doubts the proposed directives aimed at checking the rising fraud cases in the banking sector may get the desired results. Now, Bank of Ghana recently rolled out a series of directives to deal with these rising fraud cases in the banking sector, which has reached over 2,000. Now, key among them is police, vets, new staff, or these financial sector as well as banks. But Mr. Korte tells Joy Business this may not actually help in dealing with the root causes of the problem facing the banking sector.
My brother, the problem is not so much about new staff, because the report stated that it involved contract staff and permanent staff who were once new staff. They did not perpetrate it when they were new staff. And so that police report will only be a situation which we think that the effect of the accusation will be dealt with. But I'm afraid, no. Let the people come in, perhaps without the police report. If training and development inside the banks are effective and efficient, if the controls are sitting there, anybody who wants to perpetrate fraud will think twice.
Compliance analyst and chartered banker Eric Niboy-Korte. Now, construction of the first phase of 50 megawatts solar PV plant to be hybrid with the 400 megawatts Bui Power Authority has commenced. Now, the first 10 megawatts is expected to be connected to national grid by the end of September, while the remaining 40 megawatts will be completed by December this year. Let's hear from Wisdom Hiakutu Tobogo, who is the Director of Renewable and Energy at the Energy Ministry.
We have a renewable energy master plan that has clearly outlined the capacities of the various technologies that will come on stream on year-by-year basis. And I must say that we are working on that plan. For instance, in the master plan, the intention is that by the end of 2020, we should have up to 130 megawatts of solar on stream. In looking at it, so far we are achieving, by end of 2020, we are likely to achieve 126.
Ms. Yahya Tugubu was speaking to joy business at the commission of the 1 megawatt off-grid solar system for specialized factory manufacturers of indigenous firm Sun Power Innovations. Now, finally, in a bid to complete government's efforts of providing affordable housing to the populace, Rebel Properties has introduced additional 1,700 units to its housing portfolio. According to the Real SFM, the latest addition, which is located at Kobenya, is part of its plans to relieve government the burden of meeting a demand for over 100,000 units by the end of this year. Let's hear from the head of marketing at Rebel Properties, that is John Ephraim.
We hear a lot of people saying affordable, but we are changing the narrative of affordability in the country. We open our gates for people to see what we have to offer. We are doing what we call affordable luxury. We're not just doing affordable. Research can be done in all over the country. We see people doing affordable. When you check the prices, like you rightly said, they are not affordable. But Rehoboth is currently offering you a 1-bedroom for $27,500 USD, which you cannot get anywhere. You have a 2-bedroom, and we are not just giving you a place that you're moving in. You're getting luxury in addition. We have a tennis court, a lawn tennis court. We have a swimming pool. It's a gated community. I mean, you could see we have trees.
Head of Marketing at Rehoboth Properties, John Ephraim. And that's all for business on Newsnight.
Thank you very much, George, for the latest in the world of business. And a few of you have been sending your comments. This one says, that's from Ernest from Taifa. Ernest, former President Mahama got everything wrong in the Volta region during the 2016 general election, and the NPP government won. The NPP will keep implementing social policies to empower the youth, and that's from Ernest from Taifa. This one says, NDC and NPP are the same bird flying together, so let's forget about them and think about how to move Ghana forward. That's from Chaplain Enoch. Inside Angloga district in the Volta region. Walanyo in Nketia says President Akufo-Addo has shown great leadership, delivering excellently when it comes to governance. The NPP will not be disturbed by the lies, propaganda of the opposition. They can't win with that anymore in this country. And Vincent Oforiata says, good evening, Ernest. I was devastated when I heard the demise of Ali Said Yaqub earlier this morning. He was absolutely a gem. May his soul rest in peace. I will bring you a report on the incident that happened today. As he was laid to rest, we'll take you to Kumasi and bring you the very latest on that. But right now, we want to talk about Ghana's greats, and the media space gets saturated with news stories and tributes pouring in and eulogizing the life of leaders and outstanding individuals when they die. But the truth is that death cannot hear all these great things we say about them, and that is why Joy News, in its Ghana's Greats documentary series, is committing to tell stories of phenomenal leaders and their achievement of great personalities while they're still alive. This week, we bring you the life of former President John Kufuor.
he's certainly going to win. I mean, there's no two ways about it. Well, Jerry is a very honest, hardworking, and dedicated man. He cares for the downtrodden.
Africa
I'm voting for J. Kufuor for president of Ghana. He can rule this nation, but they are suffering too much. The youth are suffering.
I, John Ajekum Kufuor, having been elected to the high office of the President of the Republic of Ghana, to the high office of the President of the Republic of Ghana.
John Ajekum Kufuor was born on December 8, 1938 in Kumasi, Ghana. He was born the 7th of 10 children to Nana Kwadwo Ajekum, head of the Oyoko royal family, and Nana Amadapa, a queen mother. His family has royal Asante lineage.
He's from a middle class, well, not even a middle class, but in terms of the social structure in Kumasi, from an upper class family with uncles and aunties, with grandmothers who were very well known and who had cultivated the habit of ingratiating themselves in the Kumasi sociology of things. And they had everything to back that. The history favored them.
I know him from childhood days. His late uncle, called Nana Pejahine, was a close friend to my father, Opening Kwabra Puku, also known as Kejetia Puku. They also had intimate relationship with Otumfuo then, by name Sir Osage by Prempeh II. So this was 3 people who were related. Apejafie is very close to where I lived, just a stone throw. So children from that house will go there and they will come there and we'll play together.
The bond of friendship grew even stronger when both of them entered one of Ghana's finest secondary schools, Prempeh College, in 1959. At school, Kufuor was good at both academics and sports.
I found him to be a brilliant art scholar and also a person born with innate wisdom. He also, for one reason or another, joined the cadet corps and rose through the ranks to become the commanding officer. Maybe he was learning skills for leadership in future.
And that's an excerpt of that documentary. Producer of the documentary joins me in the studio, Kweku Supepra. Kweku, that's a beautiful one. I would love to hear everything, but I know the full piece is later tonight. Tell us more about it. What should you expect?
If you miss it, you miss an episode that encapsulates the definition of greatness. If you miss it, you've missed history told while the people who made history are still alive. If you've missed it, you've missed wisdom told to the people. So watch it. It's in the next 1 hour and 4 minutes. It will be live on the
Journey's
channel. And tomorrow, you could just spend time to watch it again.
This morning, I listened to what was played on the Super Morning Show. I think that was just 30 minutes.
Yes, that's just part 1.
Okay, that's just
but
part
on
one.
TV tonight,
We're playing the full version.
Playing the full version,
which is 1 hour.
And we'll soak it in tomorrow
as well.
At the same time, full version.
Thank you very much. That's Kweko Super there, leading this project. He produced this very first one, Ghana's Greats, on the Joy News channel. You can tune in at 8 p.m. It will also be streaming on our Facebook page, also on YouTube as Joy News on TV and myjoyonline.com. Let's return to our top story on the issue of the Ejapa minerals deal that was passed by Parliament. We'll be speaking to Yael Graham of Third World Network. He's been looking at the deal as we have passed it, and he joins us on the line. Thank you very much, sir, for your time here on Newsnight. We heard from the chairman of the Finance Committee of Parliament, and as far as he's concerned, this is a deal that is in the interest of Ghana. The issues of transparency does not come up at all because the company has been set up in a tax haven, but also to protect government interfering in its operations. What do you make of that?
Yeah, thank you very much, and good evening to you and your listeners. And I listened to the interview with the chair of the Finance Committee, and also the replay of what the opposition said. And also I listened to what Hannah had to say. And I start with Hannah's point. First, that really we are talking about non-renewable mineral resources which belong to the people of Ghana. It's non-renewable, and it belongs to the people of Ghana, and it's managed in trust by the government. So that's the first point. So in terms of the accountability, we require the highest levels of accountability for that. And the the act under which this deal is taking place, the Minerals Income Investment Fund Act, the objectives include monetize the minerals income accruing to the Republic in a beneficial, responsible, transparent, accountable, and sustainable manner. I'm just reading that so that the issue is at the center. Secondly, if you look at the trend around mineral governance in this country, as represented, for example, the Petroleum Revenue Management Act, it's one of the most respected laws on the continent in terms of the structures it put forward for a very public accountability mechanism. If you look at this...
Hello, Dr. Graham. Hello. Okay, we seem to have lost Dr. Graham on the line there, but definitely this has just started. We'll get him in our subsequent bulletins to speak to us more on this agreement that has been passed already by Parliament. And today, as we wrap up here on Newsnight, hundreds of mourners, including high-profile persons, joined the family of Said Ali Yaqub and the multimedia group to bid farewell to its longest-serving editor. Said Ali Yaqub died on Sunday morning at the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital after a short illness. Here's a report filed by the team.
What a friend we have